Alright, let's talk about feats and all these other options in this video. Before we do go deeper into the feats of the draconic nature, I want to inform you that this Sunday, tomorrow, October 31st, there will be a charity 5th edition D&D one-shot as part of a bigger local fantasy convention. Fantastic one. I will be live streaming it. It's a part 2 of last year's charity live stream as well. But this time around we'll be playing in person instead of playing online, so hopefully it will be a bit more entertaining, a bit more interesting, a bit better. So if you can spare a few minutes of your free time, come say hi into the chat and chuck a few bucks my way. All donations will be influencing the events and encounters in real time, and ultimately all of it will be given to the local hospital's pediatric oncology department. Good cause, loads of fun, so hopefully see you all tomorrow. We got all of these, to begin with, obviously, we got Heroes of the Dragon. These are basically flavorful options that you can give to your classes of draconic origin. I wouldn't necessarily say that this is limited to just class or subclass options. I would say this applies to any draconic character, maybe even as far as what's the name of those, the lizard folk, right? I mean, sure, they are not really draconic, but they are reptilian, so maybe a little bit of an influence from the draconic side. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. This is just for you to flavorfully thematize, roleplay your character, probably butchering the words in English language here. Let's just jump straight into the feats. They've been pretty much copy-pasted from the Unearthed Arcana as well. So, Gift of the Chromatic Dragon, as a bonus action, you give yourself 1d4 damage of the accompanying chosen damage type. I think it's pretty much the same. And you can give yourself resistance to the damage type as a reaction. So yeah, it's pretty much copy-pasted. It's an okay feat. I wouldn't really say this is something that's a must-take like a Warcaster is for pretty much all spellcasters, or like a Sharpshooter is for all archers, but if you are playing a character that's got like draconic influences and you just kind of like wanna give yourself a little bit more oomph both thematically and mechanically, this is a passable feat. But at the same time, I would probably go for something else just mechanics wise. Spending your bonus action to just give yourself extra 1d4 damage for the next minute, this is basically an inferior I don't know, Hex or Hunter's Mark. So, yeah, you can stack it, but at the same time you're wasting your bonus action, which you can spend on, I don't know, Crossbow Expert attack or Polar Master attack or any other bonus action attack that you can do, be it either a feat, a feature, or a spell, or whatnot. I'm not saying this is a bad feat, but I'm not saying it's a particularly good feat either. It's okay, it's playable, but you don't really need it, if you catch my point. Now, Gift of the Gem Dragon pretty much is, in my opinion, is good, right? It's a half feat. It gives you an improvement to one of your pretty much spellcasting abilities, right? I mean, if you're playing any character that needs a bump to Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma, it's more or less going to be a spellcaster. It gives you basically that, so it rounds up your ability score while also giving you an option to push the creatures away, right? And then this is something that, and also deal it a little bit more force damage, pretty much the same, I think, in Unearthed Arcana. This is something that's often underrated for spellcasters because they usually, outside of Misty Step, don't really have a lot of mobility. And not all spellcasters do have Misty Step. Sometimes maybe you're out of spell slots, or maybe you learned another spell, or whatever the case may be. Just pushing something or somebody away 10 feet away from you and then moving away from it gives you that like buffer, gives you that space that maybe you even potentially run away from danger. So instead of you taking damage from the enemy, you deal damage to the enemy, and if you succeed, you also push it away from you. Obviously, it's limited by your proficiency bonus, as are most of the new mechanics in 5th edition, so no real surprises there. And then obviously the Metallic Dragon. We have the Draconic Healing, the Cure Wounds, and the Protective Wings, which gives you a little bit of a you know, AC. This is something that, you know, this is a feat that you can take for spellcasters as well, especially ones that don't have healing spells. You also choose which ability score you use for it. You can also spend slots for it to use, to be used. These wings, you can use this reaction also. It's limited by a proficiency bonus. I'm struggling to see. Okay, so here's my at low levels, this is something that's definitely gonna be useful. Armor class at low levels is definitely, you know, it's important, but the higher you go, the less important armor class is, because the monster's bonuses to attack rolls grow higher than your armor class and your proficiency bonus. So I guess because of the fact that it does scale with your proficiency bonus, its power keeps up sort of with the increased accuracy of the enemies. But at the same time, I mean, you go from enemies that have like +3 to +4, maybe +5 to hit at lower levels, to enemies that have like +11, 15, 13, whatever the case may be, depending on the challenge rating, right? So the increase from 2 to 4 proficiency bonus wise is much less than from 5 to 15 that the, you know, enemies, monsters get to their abilities, to their attack rolls. So, you know, it gets a diminishing return the higher you go. It's still good, you know, especially cure wounds, but that's pretty much where its power stops, or where, I mean, where it's kind of like useful. And that's pretty much gonna be it. It's a short video. This one I just kind of like wanted to talk about the feats. Next one is gonna be about the spells. So stick around, check the next video. It's probably gonna be like uploaded very soon after this one. Again, don't forget about the charity D&D livestream tomorrow. I expect to see at least some of you familiar names in the chat. Come say hi if you have no time other than that. And that's gonna be it for this video. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button. Min Max munching out, and again, talk to you soon.